Hiya and welcome to the channel. A new sketchbook tour here. I started this a while ago on a Monday. It's a Leuchtturm. So I figured out that this was more for writing because the pages are quite thin. But it didn't really matter, like some of the watercolors, of course, the paper got a bit wobbly, but I don't really care about those details. So this is just for me to study in. And as you can see, I called this one a study a day because my mission was to make a study a day in March. And I think I almost did a study each day actually, and some of the pages are also where I've just been writing in them, but almost a study a day, so I'm quite proud. Let's have a look. So these were just to fill out with a couple of fun experiments for a children's book. Oh, there's also some pages here I could fill out. Some composition sketches here for several projects. This is for the same children's book that I just mentioned before. In the very early phase. This is for another book. I just like to just get cracking at things sometimes in the very beginning. He has developed very much this character from this onset here, but I always gotta go through those stages of sketching and figuring things out. Started to go into wheels in perspective. His dark materials. These were for inspired by Alice. One of the days where I don't feel like studying, you can always draw an apple. This one has been eaten, but still very good study object. Trying to figure out ellipses. Can't really remember it. Something about the minor axis and all that, but the thing about making a cross in a cube and then finding the points here are very useful for drawing an ellipse in perspective. There are tons of videos in there on YouTube. I needed the basics for the drawing school, so I actually could say something clever about ellipses in perspective. Now I feel I can say enough so the students don't think I'm yeah. It's not my specialty, perspective, definitely not. Thumbnails for a children's book. And this one ended up being the composition I chose for a spread. I finished the spread, but the writer thought that the spread actually should be used for the front cover, which I then also actually changed for something else. So that's sometimes how it is. You make something for a project, but then it gets a different haircut in the end, you could say. We have a hand here. I'm just gonna close the door because there's a plumber at work. Can you hear that? Scribbles, also for the children's book. This was drawn from another children's book, which made me reminded. It reminded me that I have to exaggerate things or make things more comical. I think not too bland. So This nose here inspired me to make also the father's nose in the children's book way more large. So there's something funny to laugh at, you know, for the kids and adults. I like this one down here. You can see how I made his belly more large. This was drawn from memory. Just an interior that I've seen. Also drawn from memory from a restaurant. Here a bit of watercolor, testing out for the character and see the medium for the children's book. I don't know if I would call these studies actually. Well, somehow they are, because I am studying composition, you could say. Whenever I'm drawing something in these squares here, I'm composing, so I'm practicing composition, you could say. It's funny to see how you can quickly see how a composition works, or if it doesn't, and which composition works better than the other. And great tool to draw these thumbnails before you go bigger. These were some from a game actually, a famous Japanese puzzle where you have to park these cars. I don't know if you guys out there know them. This was on vacation, so I just basically had a lot of fun with these kids' wax crayons, I believe they were. Another interior from memory here. And this was homework for a workshop I went to, focusing on drawing the torso. Yeah, that was how it was. Yeah, torso and pelvis. This car was parked outside the drawing school one night. I had to draw it. It's Miyazaki's favorite car. I think he owns one. Study from our, what do you call it? Yeah, the stairs, back door stairs. Just like the composition there. I like the perspective very much, like going down. Try to capture that. My nose. A couple of drawings I did of students' shoes. The contrapposto study that I made a video about. Some drawings from The Pale Blue Eye. I really like that film. Say here, first doodles after 3 days being sick. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. I was so sick. Ugh, I hate being sick. You can't draw, you can't do anything. And if you just get behind with work, it piles up. Boxing studies. Woman smoking cigarette. After a Muybridge film, how do you call it? Edward, the photographer. And here I found a photo of a guy who actually was in the contrapost stand, so I figured I kind of had to make a study of him. Oh, here's some weird doodles. She was drawn from memory also. She was wearing this monkey hat. monkey beanie. Me and my wife went on a trip to a castle up north, and for the first time in, I believe it was a year, we had a cup of coffee together while our daughter was asleep outside. That was very good. This was at a children's library. Not these ones down here, but these ones here. And we have a study here, which I'm kind of proud of. I don't usually go and make perspective studies, but I think actually this one time I got something that looks like it's in perspective. A couple of dog studies. Cookie. A couple of drawings here. Same here. I went over the drawings after. These are from the drawing school, but where I teach. But I did the silhouette line and then I went over them with pencil and color pencil afterwards. And fine liner here also to try to model out the shape here. It's kind of fun. I try to sometimes when I see something that captures my eye, it could be a simple little detail here as a broomstick in a backyard behind a window here. And then I try to remember them and really remember them and then draw them. It's best for me to draw them the same day in the nighttime. So I have something to hang my coat on. But yeah, this one was drawn 2 days after from memory. A lady biking with her umbrella. So that was really difficult to place. Could I see the saddle here? How could I see the handles of the bike? How was the leg positioned? How was the umbrella and all that? It's a very good way to practice your memory. Also drawn from memory, all these. You can tell I've been diving into dogs lately, and there's a reason for this, which I will share with you soon. Last page, and we have here a composition for a spread, which I ended up using actually. For the children's book I mentioned in the beginning. I can maybe put up the drawing here so you can see the finished spread. And what I think was quite cute with this Leuchtturm sketchbook here, or notebook, is that you have this little pocket here which you can put in your stamps and phone numbers and photographs, all sorts of things. I think that's kind of cute. And this ribbon, of course, also. Yeah, that was a study a day. Thank you for tuning in, and till next time, have fun drawing.